Hello, y'all. This is Liznellas coming back with another read. I hope everybody is doing well out there. I'm not gonna hold y'all up. We're just gonna jump in. Happy May Day to everybody. Hope everybody is doing well, taking good care of themselves. And let's just go ahead and see what is going on with the collective energy. Not gonna hold y'all time. Thank you so much. Cause I definitely need to say it for all of the love, likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Please continue to do so. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all from the bottom of my heart. Let's go ahead and again, let's just see what is going to pop out, okay? And go from there. And go from there. Okay. Got a little bit of BS. Oh man. All right, let's see what y'all got going on. So there's some secrets and lies and some type of deception that is either underway, on the way, or is already currently happening in the present. Um, this could be by way of some form of communication by either paperwork or messages, like text messages. It could also be social media. Honestly, people be lying on this motherfucker for real. And you being combative or you pretty much sticking up for yourself and getting into anger and really standing up for yourself. Anger, arguments, and conflict. Um, let's just keep on going. That's crazy. Oh, bottom of the deck, y'all. Okay, this could be the growing theme. If it come out, it come out. But I just wanted to show that because I do feel like that is some of it. Like somebody is involved in a third party. Unfortunately, don't nobody like that. Okay, especially if y'all already had an agreement where it was just supposed to be the two of y'all, or just the two of y'all, and then you find out it's something else going on. Don't nobody like secret surprises on no bullshit. Okay. So it could be potentially a sneaking around and a secret love affair going on behind the scenes, and you ended up getting some type of correspondence, some way, shape, or form through the grapevine, some kind of way letting you know that this was indeed in fact going on. And obviously you clearly confronted the person about it and was like, what the fuck? Because I seen this shit with my own eyes. But let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Dang, y'all. What May got going on for you? Okay. But being accepting of the changes or whatever, understanding that this is all coming to fruition. Maybe you even did some type of spell work where you were basically asking for the people, places, and things to really expose their true hand around you. And so you had to accept what you saw, okay, about the options that were laid out on the table. Simple as that. Somebody trying to eat their cake and have it too. Have they what they say? Have your cake and eat it too? I think that's how you say it. Oh no. Gotta accept the change. This is either you or the other person. It says, I can't let go. It says attachment, obsession, and holding on. This could be potentially the other person or whatever, where again, with that other card, they having their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to have both parties. They want to be able to have both of y'all. But I do feel like you and the other person or whatever are basically on some like monogamous stuff or whatever. If you into like polygamy and all the other stuff, hey, that's you. Do your thing. But in this case or whatever, that it because a conversation would just need to be had if that's the route that y'all was planning to go, but I this is not the case for this situation or scenario. Um, and with that, it said things falling apart, change, ending, and rebuild. I also look at this as like basically being like a rebirth. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I look at this as like basically being like a rebirth card in itself or whatever. Like now the things have pretty much been broken down to where the point you have no choice but to grow from here. Because you had to accept basically what you see. Okay. Like you couldn't even lie to yourself far as the level of the set. Like you saw this shit with your own two eyes. I don't know if you walked in on the person or what. Hopefully that's not the case. Your poor pupils. But I mean, hey. It does indeed, in fact, happen. I don't like that for y'all, but they're definitely telling you without um they're telling you regardless of whatever that you need to accept the changes and move on and move forward, even though it may be a little bit. Because I do feel like with this attachment card or whatever, it's like you, and a lot of it is happening where you don't want to let go because you're trying to look more at the good parts of the said individual or person. And this could also be an environment too, because a lot of these different cards are showing different levels of your environment changing as well. So this don't necessarily have to be completely an actual person or whatever. Maybe there was some exposure that came to the forefront regarding the where you choose to like hang out there or whatever has been like your usual societal norms, and you're noticing that things are slowly changing and you just like, yeah, you don't really feel like you fit here, or things are changing and evolving around you so much that you don't have a sure footing, and there's so much change going on, you don't know if you're coming or going. I don't know who that was for. Because that last part ain't had nothing to do with the other stuff. Okay. All right. They clearly got a lot to say. Month of May is okay. Y'all got a lot going on. Wow. But that's okay. That is okay. And it says to look closely, it's within you. Maybe you have been a little bit more self-doubtful, and maybe even talking negatively to yourself about just things falling apart and you don't necessarily know how to pick up the pieces from here, when it's just going to take a little bit of time. And most importantly, you need to take a risk. Okay, if there's something that you've definitely been feeling like that you need to do, person, place, or thing, that you feel like you need to communicate with in order to get something off the ground, you definitely need to take a gamble, and aka definitely bet on yourself and really understand that it's in you, not on you. Okay, whatever that may be. I'm seeing it as it could be potentially you even also winning the goddamn lottery. Let me go ahead and hold 50 cents if that's what you got going on, baby. Seriously. If you would like to ever donate, go ahead and just type in Listening Lotus on the Cash App. I would always appreciate it. Let's see what's really going on with this. See what the Lotus cards actually have to say. Hmm, that was a good one. Okay, we got a few. We got Uh-oh, excuse me, y'all. My light went out. Can y'all see? Yeah, and that's all that matters. Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone, but y'all, we'll circle back to that. We have is to disarm the fear. It says fear limits your potential. Release it and step into your power with confidence. Okay. Maybe you felt like you really couldn't do a certain thing without this person. Really, like maybe at one point y'all was really cool or whatever, and it was like super duper supportive or whatever. If this is a person, but it also could be an environment. Heavy on an environment. Maybe this certain environment that you were in as well or whatever, you felt like you could really thrive at one point, but now you're realizing that there's so much change going on that you really, it's almost like it's pushing you elsewhere or whatever, like you dead ass don't belong there. And they're telling you to take a gamble or whatever. There's something that you're fearful about, moving forward and stepping out on faith to do. And they giving you the green light basically like, look, you're going to be protected and covered regardless or whatever, but you need to accept the changes as they are coming and you need to move forward. Like simple as that. Do not be so stuck on what is being exposed right now or whatever, really focusing more on your future and understanding like this is all happening for a reason and that you need to move forward just like that. And it says to shatter the false story. What you keep, make sure, can y'all see? Okay. It says what you keep telling yourself might not be the truth. Break the illusion and meet your soul without the mask. Okay. So really being okay, some of this may be fearful or whatever because you haven't been honest with yourself or whatever, as far as the things that you want to do or you want to take a gamble on. Maybe you was worried about, once again, that's why I'm really getting that some of this is the environment for some, and then for others it's people. So take how it resonates, take what resonates and leave the rest. But some people or whatever collective, like this is going for specifically people that are surrounding you, okay, that you feel like you got to put up a certain facade or um act one way around these folks or whatever, when that's not even ultimately truly like your true self that you're even presenting to them. And they're basically saying like all this shit stops with you, like be the cycle breaker or whatever, stop that shit. It says the cycle stops with you. And let me take a pause because it's definitely coming in like a freeway. um when it comes to breaking cycles, it don't have to be nothing major. I'm telling you, it don't have to be nothing major. It could be literally like, prime example, um, in certain cultures or whatever, like they pass down certain certain things that they feel like automatically the women should know and the men should know. And maybe there's some of those different treaties, if you will, or bylaws that they've been going by, like it needs to be revamped. Something needs to change or whatever in those bylaws or whatever, because people been sticking to this script and it's not even allowing a sense of originality or individualism. And so you want to start incorporating that because it don't necessarily have to be negative. I was just trying to come up with, an example that best makes sense. Prime example, say, okay, you come from a family of people are more like covert and verbally abusive. Okay. And so you, by even allowing your children, I think I had also seen like a reel about this, and it was like the lady was so proud that her daughters came to her and was able to feel comfortable enough to open up and share with her like things that they had going on with them, like they felt comfortable to actually go to their parent, which you're supposed to, but sometimes your parents or whatever aren't necessarily, you don't feel like they are your safe space, depending on the background in which y'all had going on, all the stuff or whatever, just your upbringing and X, Y, and Z. And she was so proud of the fact that she didn't even realize that was a cycle that needed to be broken. It don't always have to be finances or which finances or whatever, it does play a huge part in just this everyday world that we live in, but that's not always, because I think I see that trending a lot where it's like people be talking about I'm breaking cycles, or I'm the cycle breaker, I'm the black sheep, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with them labels, but at the end of the day, you may diminish how something that you would consider to be small is really bigger for the ultimate goal of like the collective energy in itself, because with her allowing her daughters to have that safe space and being able, for the sake of the example, to be able to open themselves up and talk freely, within certain parameters or whatnot, but just keep, as far as keeping it respectful or whatever, but them being able to do that, and to do it freely and openly or whatever, it is making it easier for even their peers and people that they're going to be around or whatever to also do the same, because like attracts like, or that's just how energy goes. I'm going down a whole tangent about this, but I do feel like it is very much more important. And I do feel like even for somebody specifically, that one of the cycles that is stopping with you specifically is this false story. A lot of people maybe have been like sweeping certain things under the rug regarding like your family, for the sake of the family image. Like maybe y'all have like one of those Pearson last names. And what I mean by that is like, like a Johnson or a Smith or a like some of those main common last names or whatever, where people be like, oh, you related to so and so, and it's the whole connecting the dots thing, and it's just there's a certain stigma or image that comes with that family, and they try to uphold that, even though behind closed doors it could very much well just be some bullshit. I don't know who that's for. Okay, do with that what you will. Let's go ahead and see what else is going to come out regarding this energy. And I do like the fact that you are being honest with yourself, for as like maybe even the ways that you have been surviving off of fear, and now you're ready to, like I said, take that lunge and really put yourself out there with the take the gamble and disarm the fear. That's beautiful. And if you haven't gotten to that point yet, then this is just giving you more of a confirmation that this is what you should be doing. Okay. Okay, I don't know why they be trying to make it seem like healing or different parts of your healing journey or whatever don't be blood, sweat, and tears, baby. This shit get brutal out here, okay? And I do feel like right now you kicking ass and taking names. You letting motherfuckers know where they got you fucked up. You ready to go ahead and move on to bigger and better things, okay? And you ready to just really just show up authentically as to whoever you are in its purest form, and you being okay with the changes as they are rolling in, even though it may be fearful as fuck, but you're definitely doing it knowing that there's going to be light on the other end of the tunnel. And not only that, you're not alone, okay? Maybe even if you feel alone here on the 3D realm or whatever, but in the stratosphere, baby, in the ethers up there with your ancestors, you are indeed in fact protected just off the strength of this card or whatever. Like you see that person is not alone, even though they might feel alone here on the physical down here on earth, but they are definitely indeed in fact protected. So confirmation on that as well. Let me go ahead and keep going. Oh, that's beautiful. I again, sometimes we just need to hear it from somebody else or whatever. Like we already be kind of like knowing, but it's good to just kind of like hear from somebody else. You ever go somewhere and you feeling a little bit off. I ain't even gonna say down. You know, you just feeling a little bit off. Something just ain't clicking right. And then out of nowhere, somebody come across and be like, I like your earrings or something like that. And that one compliment really did perk up and make your day. They're telling you you got the hope card to maintain hope. It says hope is the light in the darkness to never extinguish it. Okay. To always keep your hope, always keep your light shining, always keep your internal glow shining no matter what, and understanding that that's gonna come out. Okay, and to be determined. Okay, this gonna, like again, this is gonna definitely, it's gonna be a ride for sure. With the determination card, you have face challenges. With determination, you can achieve anything. Okay, just maintain the hope, maintain the faith, maintain um going against anything that may have you quote unquote fearful within reason, and most importantly giving yourself compassion, yourself and others. With this compassion card, it says embrace others differences and accept your own imperfections. I do feel like that is something that somebody is really breaking down far as the barrier or whatever, because for some reason it's really coming strong in these cards, whether if it is again environmentally with like on the outside, or if it's internally like immediate circle like family and friends. But somebody is breaking this facade of like motherfuckers or whatever, basically pretending like everything is awesome, everything is fine. It's giving Lego movie. I don't know how many of y'all, because I just kind of got hip to that movie within a few years ago. Do with that what you will, but it's giving that. Okay, there's a lot of people that have been like kind of used to sticking to a certain script, a certain level of programming, if you will, even if they don't even necessarily notice subconsciously that that's what they were doing, right? But as things are slowly being transformed, or things new nuances are coming to the forefront, new ways of thinking, new ways of um evolution in itself. Okay, this is such a prime beautiful time to just really see all the different ways and facets that stuff is happening. It's a beautiful time. I cannot stress that enough. But through it all or whatever, giving compassion to yourself as well as giving compassion to others, okay, and owning your imperfections. I do feel like somebody has been like just kind of like faking it to make it to a certain extent. Don't know who this is for, because these are, just generalizations. Take what resonates again and leave the motherfucking rest. But yes, it's almost like you've been spinning your wheels for a while now. Fill in the blank or the number far as what a while means to you, but you pretty much basically hit your boiling point. And you basically like, look, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it to an extent. Okay. Um Yes. Okay. Let's see. I love using this is actually my very first original deck, y'all. Where is I don't know if she has any more stuff, but this is Tosha Silver, um, Divine Beloved Oracle cards. In case y'all ever happen to see this deck, when I grabbed it, it was like a one of one. Most of my decks or whatever outside of maybe like two or three were like one of ones or the last of, and I literally don't be like seeing them nowhere else. Um, but you may be on eBay, okay? But in case anybody wanted to know, there it is. Um, there it is. Because I love this deck. And let me know in the comments or whatever, like how much of this resonated for you. I do appreciate and I do actually take the time to read comments when they come in. Okay, short, sweet, and simple. Understanding that you are the spark of divinity, that you are beauty as in itself, and you are also relaying out beauty to the world. It says at the top, as far as the affirmation, is I am a spark of divinity. Okay, if you wanted to write that down or choose to say that for the next couple of days, really just keep saying that shit until you really feel that shit and you're owning it like you really mean that shit. Um, it says, into one who knows without question my own beauty, worthiness, and desirability, let me remember constantly who I am, love itself in a temporary human form, okay? Because even in the midst of all this or whatever, and somebody definitely is hurt, if even if it's not, it could definitely very much well be both parties, okay? Because look, we didn't get into exclusive details as far as what was what. Um, but spreading love even while you are going through your level of possible pain and transition is so profound, and it does nothing but alchemize all that pent up energy or anger and stuff that you may have wanted to lash out, or maybe some of it you did get out, but over time or whatever, it becomes more of a harmonic flow. It becomes more of this, of you really just embracing that, you know what, all of this was actually supposed to happen. It was meant to happen. It happened when it was supposed to happen, how it was supposed to happen. And this is what I got for y'all. Thank you guys so much again for all the love and support. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm just really grateful and ecstatic that I have a way to add structure to my calling and be able to, share with you all. But yes, continue to give yourself grace, give yourself compassion. Okay. Most importantly, throughout the entire theme of this spread was to forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself. We tend to be our hardest, most harshest, worst critics when it comes to ourselves. We will give more compassion to others before we give it to ourselves, okay? And so if you don't get nothing else from out of this reading, it's to definitely breathe. It's going to be okay, and trust the process. Definitely take that gamble, whatever it is, okay? And I will talk to you when I talk to y'all. Bye.